It's a Woodstock music festival of 1969. You're in a crowd of 400,000 barefoot people, swaying back and forth to the sounds of Crosby, Stills and Nash, Jefferson Airplane, and Jimi Hendrix. Now everyone around you is talking about Nam and how the man's got him down. The only way you and your brothers can seem to find peace is through music. You have your tents all set up, and you can't wait for the next 3 days of peace, love, and music to take your mind off the war. To kick off Woodstock right, you and everyone around you needed someone who emanated that inner peace you all were searching for. Swami Satchidananda, a world-renowned yogi master, fit the part perfectly. He's known for bringing the Eastern practice of yoga to the Western world and for dedicating his entire life to spreading peace. Satchidananda's opening address at the Woodstock Music Festival was so effective because it drew listeners in with overwhelming ethos. Just looking at the way he walks up to the stage, it's obvious he's a humble, kind man with a beautiful soul. He walks with grace and poise, but not like he's assuming any power over anybody. He blends into the crowd, but still shines with the light of his own inner peace. He found the perfect balance of feeling one with his audience and showing them that he's wise enough to guide them in the right direction. And let's look at how unassuming he is. He's on a stage in front of 400,000 people, and he chooses to sit cross-legged while talking with them. This clearly develops some ethos with the youth he's speaking to, because he isn't trying to come off as all-powerful. He's just like them, one of their brothers. Now, everyone was excited to see the opening act, but Satchidananda got them to calm down for a moment and remember why they were all there in the first place, for a grand act of peace in protest of the Vietnam War. On top of the way Swami carried himself, he of course had the long beard and hair, his wrinkles of wisdom showing his years of experience as a yogi, and his long flowy robes. From his outward appearance, it's clear he doesn't put much care into the way he looks, and puts care instead into the way he exists. This is of great inspiration to his audience, to remind them to focus on what's truly important in life. Now, looking at the way he speaks, it's hard to imagine anyone could ever not be inspired by him. Here's a short clip of his speech at Woodstock.
In several ways. Very recently when I was in the East, the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi met me and asked me what's happening in America. And I said, America is becoming a whole.
Based solely off of the way he speaks, Satchidananda was a very good choice to unwind his audience, because he speaks in a level tone of voice which is easy to understand, but also incredibly relaxing. Satchidananda was definitely the better choice to open Woodstock than the other man who could have done it. This was Max Yasgur, the farmer who hosted the music festival itself. Here you can tell that his tone of voice is often piercing to the ear, and it's far from relaxing.
I'm a farmer. I don't know how to speak to 20 people at one time, let alone a crowd like this.
So, to start off, Yasgur says he has no idea how to talk to people, which immediately loses any audience.
We have had no idea that there would be this size group. And because of that, you've had quite a few inconveniences as far as water and food and so forth. Your producers have done a mammoth job to see that you're taken care of. They enjoy a vote of thanks.
And then he starts talking about how many people there are, and how the volunteers giving them food and water need to be thanked. This is all well and good, but if Yasgur were to kick off the entire event with this speech, the audience would be bored to tears. Thankfully, Swami Satchidananda was chosen to open the event with a feeling of great peace and oneness. And it was clear that Satchidananda's speech was effective, as he inspired hundreds of thousands of people to forget their worries about their brothers out at war. People were doing yoga, and love was felt by everyone, everywhere. Although the Woodstock Music Festival could not stop the Vietnam War itself, it was able to distract the American youth from it in a positive way. Swami Satchidananda helped kick off an event that left a lasting impression on the world about the ability of social revolution to overpower, even if just for 3 days, the power of hate. And were it not for the positive vibes he inspired in his audience from the very start, the festival would not have been anywhere near as amazing of an experience for the people in attendance.